Hi, I'm Ken Jr. and welcome to Train World TV. Here you'll find the latest and greatest in model trains. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. And if you're new to our channel, we're glad you're here, and I invite you to click the subscribe button and hit that bell notification so you'll never miss a video. Now, we'd also love to send you exclusive deals and special announcements that you won't find anywhere else. So be sure to sign up for our emails, TW Text, and stay connected with us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Don't forget, you can shop online at trainworld.com for all your model train needs. Now, without further ado, enjoy today's video.
Alrighty, good evening everyone. Welcome to our latest Thomas Tuesday, the June 2025 edition. I am here at 8 p.m. on June 3rd, 2025. It may not be that time for you depending where you are in the country, but we are grateful for you to be attending at this hour. I am here with the great Ken Bianco Jr. from Train World, the creator of Thomas Tuesday. How's it going, Ken?
Great, and I'm sure you are doing even better, Christian, because the figures just came in. So not as well as you. So we're doing good today.
Awesome. All right, and Matt Stern from Bachmann Trains. He's here to give us the latest news from Bachmann Thomas. How's it going tonight, Matt?
It's going great. And like Ken said, the figures are in, and that's pretty much what we're going to be talking about tonight.
Awesome. And our very special guest, Ricky, you may know him as Rails by Rick on Twitter and other social media platforms. He's got an awesome Thomas collection, including what looks like a store display, which he's going to be showcasing this evening, along with other things. How you doing tonight, Ricky?
I'm doing great, Christian. Thank you for having me.
It is our pleasure. And thank you so much for coming on at such last sec. We had a guest who was going to be coming on, actually, who had to back out the last second due to a work commitment, but he's going to be coming on later during the summer, so stay tuned for him. So I have to give Ricky a huge applause because he literally came on just a couple days ago, just jumped right on. So that's really a true Chad moment right there. So thank you again, Ricky, so much for doing that at the last second. We are very grateful.
Ricky.
My pleasure.
And as always, Ken, we've got a bunch of people in the chat going. Put in the chat, as always, what part of the world or country you're from. We always like to see that. It's always fun to see all together. So, but lots of hype going on. Someone from Korea. Everyone's saying, wow. It's got tons of emojis, hearts. The list goes on, Ken. Lots of excitement going on as always.
I think I saw Ireland and Australia on there too. Somebody's saying good morning and somebody's saying good night.
Wow. Very cool.
Fantastic. All right. Well, this is once again an 8 p.m. stream due to both Ken and Matt having toddlers or young ones that they have to raise. So Matt Stern, the great Matt Stern from Bachmann Trains, will be going first this evening. So without further ado, Ken, shall we kick it all right off to Matt?
Sounds good. We're pumped up.
All right.
All right. So figures. That's the big topic of the night for tonight for Bachmann side at least. Those have officially come in. Train World, you guys should have received them by now, I think. If not, they're here very soon.
Yeah, we just received them, and if Christian could figure out how to stop presenting himself.
Yeah, Ken, for some reason my laptop's glitching on me. Could you put Matt to the center there?
I don't know. Everybody just, I think they just want to make you presenter.
Put my hands up. There we go.
Let's try this for now because
Oh
the
man,
other
that's
way's
a
not
little too
working.
close for comfort. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, so it wasn't just me. It was also you, Ken?
Yeah, I don't know. They
All right, good. I was about to say.
They just want. Hold on. Nope.
Now Christian's gone.
I don't know. This is technical difficulties, but we'll do Matt solo just for now. So Matt, you're up, but they can still hear me. Yes, the figures just came in. It's actually a little bit of funny story. I'll scroll back to everyone while I tell this, but Christian actually came by the store on Friday and came with a few Thomas, I guess, enthusiasts. So it was really nice to see them. But Christian thought he was going to get to see the figures, and he was a little disappointed that they arrived in our Brooklyn store that day, but not in our retail store because we still had to transport it back and forth. But he was a little disappointed, but we did get them in, and we've been shipping them out. I don't know if Christian received them yet, or he's waiting to pick them up firsthand in the retail store. But they are very excited. A lot of people are excited about them, Matt.
Yeah, mine should be here tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to them.
Okay.
And a big shout out to James L. from Trainland. You know, he goes there, he tells me, they didn't arrive yet. No figures, no figures. And then I went back there, Ken, and I misheard you there because I thought they were in the store. So I go out and I'm like, James, you lied to me? What's up with that? His usual, Italian rant there. He always does. And then I told him, well, you were correct in the end because I misheard Ken.
That's right. We got the invoice and they were on the Bay universe, but we were just processing them. So
all right. So we started this project a couple of years ago now, and maybe bit off a little more than we had anticipated with announcing 8 different figure sets all at once, or 6 figure sets all at once. But we got through it, and they're here now. So I'm just going to take you through what you can expect if you get one of our figure sets. So this is the first set, of course. The main set is the Hat family. And you've got Sir Topham Hatt, you've got Lady Hat, Dowager Hat, and you've got 2 children. Now, are they their children or grandchildren? I've never been quite sure.
It's the grandchildren, yeah.
The grandchildren, okay.
Oh, Christian, I was going to say that's a good raffle question.
I think it's a little too easy, Ken, for the man.
Christian won the raffle.
So this is the front runner of the sets. This is the one that you pretty much can't do without. We tried to make sure that when we were going for poses for all of the figures, that they all had a pose that was fairly iconic to the character, or was or matched their personality. So obviously you've got Sir Topham Hatt with his sort of proud, hands to the chest pose there, and it's going to be a great addition to bringing your HO/00 scale Thomas scenes to life. So that's the first set. Then you've also got the Railway Crews. You've got the engineer and fireman there, and you've got the station master and the signalman. And of course, right in the middle there, if you were on watching one of the streams from a few weeks ago, you'll know that this character here is a new addition to the Thomas lore, and that is, of course, Doug Blaine himself. Which,
are you serious?
Yeah. Were you not on that one, Ken?
I was. I want to make sure it's an actuality.
Oh, it actually is. Yeah, we got special permission from Mattel to.
That's awesome.
To have a scale replica of Doug Blaine. We sent images of his face and profile shots to the factory, and
cool.
they did base it off of him.
We need
an official Thomas character now.
Yeah, we have to give a huge. Sorry, just cut off, but we have to give a huge shout out to Nick Bixby. He is the initial person who actually had the idea way back when we were beginning Thomas Tuesday. I was actually looking back on the streams during some free time, and he's the one who first made it a meme, Ken, or a joke. And then it actually became a reality, so it ain't a joke anymore.
Very cool. Very cool. We need some signatures on these Doug figures.
Yeah,
We-
that's a raffle item right there.
That's right. We got to tell Doug we need 500 signatures. He's got to come back to Bachmann, and he's going to sign each one.
He might need to get one of the what is it the president has, the auto pen.
Yeah, that's right. We're gonna need him to get back from Bermuda or Bahama, wherever he's retiring from. But that's really cool. I'm glad that came to fruition for sure.
Absolutely, and well deserved. I mean, he did a lot for the
Yeah.
Thomas brand over the past 20 years.
Sure.
So yes, our next figure set we have is the school teacher and children. This is actually probably just in terms of capturing the characters. This is one of my favorites, and I think they all turned out really well, and they're all characters that you'll recognize from various episodes throughout the series.
Very neat.
And that's just all the iconic poses too. Some have their hands up, some have their arms down. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. Like I could just see, for instance, her. She could be standing on a railway bridge waving or something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Christian, have you seen these yet?
Not in person. Not in
Wow.
person. At
Okay.
least in the blister packs, not yet.
Yeah. Wow.
And we've got Farmer McCall, sheep, and his dog. And I'm sorry, I'm terrible. I can't remember the name of the dog.
Ah, maybe a raffle question, Ken.
Could be. You want to do it as raffle?
I still feel
All
like
right.
it's a little on the easy side, but if you want to go with that, we can do that.
All right, we can't stop everyone. We can't.
See, already they're coming in, Ken.
Yeah,
I told you.
yeah, all right,
It's
all
an
right.
easy one.
Okay, all right.
That's
We'll
right,
get them next time.
And I do want to say, we spent a lot of time making sure the proportions were right, the contours of the faces were all right to match the CGI era for all these, and we spent more time than we ever anticipated on getting that dog right. So that dog is Katie is she's up there in the level of detail that we put into the actual human figures.
That's funny.
Then we also have Farmer Trotter and the pigs. I'm trying to get it so it doesn't have the glare. And he's got his trusty shovel in hand there.
Now, are the sheep and the pigs, out of curiosity, are those from the actual Bachmann line, or are those also new toolings?
So these are sheep and pigs that we have offered in the Scenescapes line before.
Got it. Yeah,
But
I
they
was gonna
are
say.
custom painted for these sets, so they do match what the appearance would have been in the series.
Nice.
And then last but not least, we have the narrow gauge personnel. So we've got the thin controller, and again, I'm doing really bad with names here. His wife, who apparently has turned her back to us. And then we've got
very, very upset.
well, it's because I can't remember her name. Mr. Percival, yeah, and so let's see if somebody in the comments can help out. She's throwing shade. She is. And then we've got the narrow gauge driver and fireman there. Got I'm holding an oil can there, and it's probably not going to come up too well through the stream, but they actually have the little Blue Mountain Quarry logos on their shirts and on the backs as well. And then you also have a generic railway worker on the end as well. And that just about concludes the sets. And not to say that there won't be more in the future, but to get 6 sets done at once was quite an undertaking. So we're happy these are here, and we're really excited to see what they're going to look like on people's layouts.
Awesome.
That's really great.
And just beyond sets or beyond figures, we do have other projects in the works still. I know it's been we've been a little light on new products to show recently, But we do have some new stuff that's some samples that are shipping from the factory that we'll hopefully have ready for next month. And I actually have on my screen right now, which I can't show you, but I do have what is most likely the final rendering of the gunpowder wagon. So that we'll leave some suspense on that one.
Very cool.
And that's about all I got.
Awesome.
I love the blister packaging. I think it's really cool, and the figures came out really nice. Christian, do you think Thomas, like in Wooden Thomas or Trackmasters, they'll use the figures as well?
Absolutely, Ken. Yes, I know there's a few fans who I'm friends with who focus primarily on those or that merchandise, right? And they said that the scaling is almost perfect. So for Wooden Railway,
Really?
Trackmaster, Tomy, even Ertl or Take and Play, they're probably going to get those figures too, and then get multiple railway personnel, for instance, since there's countless drivers and firemen who appeared in the show, and you can never have too
really
many Doug figures, too.
universal. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
They're a little bit bigger than typical HO scale. And I mean, a 00 scale, of course, is the basis that we have for the Thomas line, and they're a little bigger than that too because they're supposed to be the right size to fit inside the cabs or alongside the doors for the Thomas equipment that we have. So yeah, like Christian said, the sizing is not necessarily HO or 00 scale, but it's Thomas scale.
And quite honestly, if you look at the pricing, they're actually reasonably priced for the amount of figures you get, the detailing and the amount of work and time Bachmann put into it, and tariffs as well included in everything. It's really at a great price point, and you're getting all different figure packs. And I'm assuming that even if you're not a Thomas fan, people are going to be buying these figure packs to go with their regular model railroading, as well as different Thomas lines as well. So lots of good stuff. As we said, we did get them in stock. Friday, we've been processing pre-orders. So many people back ordered these, and we were able to honor the original price. So whoever pre-ordered, there definitely was an advantage if you were able to pre-order from us, but really great figure packs, and they've been shipping out. So if you're receiving them this week, share a post and tag Bachmann and tag Train World, tag Christian, and let us know that you got them. We're excited to see them for sure.
Just another note on the you were talking about the blister packaging. One of the things that's nice about these, especially if you're like Ricky and you like to display things in the package, these will actually open up and reseal without. They don't have any staples or anything. So you can take them out of the package and then you can put them back in and display them in there as well. And just since that's possible, I'll take Doug out so you can get a better look at him.
Hold on, let me make you solo.
All right, there's little Doug playing.
Doug. Doug's back.
Doug's back. There he is. Yep.
I think for all the videos, we just need a separate camera with a Doug character. This way, we just feel his presence.
There you go.
He's like Yoda. He never leaves.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just about everything I have. And like I said, I'm really looking forward to seeing how they look on people's layouts. Definitely share your pictures with Train World on their social media. Share them with us. So that, we'll be happy to repost your photos of the figures on your layouts on the Bachmann social media as well.
Yeah, make sure you tag Bachmann Trains, Train World on Twitter, and we'll definitely do our best to retweet and share the photos. I always find it interesting, and I try to retweet what we can on all these Thomas posts, and when people get their shipments and new arrivals, it's really nice to see.
Absolutely. And as Christian said, due to external life circumstances, I do have to unfortunately exit the show at this point. I did get a little bit of a sneak preview of what Ricky's got to show off, and I'm kind of sad I can't stick around to see it. It's going to be really cool.
All right. Thank you so much, Matt. Really appreciate it. Great job.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.
All right. Ken, what shall we do next?
That's it. That was awesome. We're really
Yeah.
excited for those figures. Matt did a great job talking and showing them. I'm glad he showed them because I was trying to see if we had some extra stock that we could show it as well. So I'm glad he was able to display them. But let's go ahead and take a look with Ricky and see what he's got in store for us. And I think we're gonna have to make Ricky a solo, if that's okay with you, Christian.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, it ain't working for me too for some reason.
All right, Ricky, all you.
All right, appreciate it. Can everyone hear me all right?
Absolutely.
All right, perfect. So Christian, do you have those pictures then?
I sure do. We'll get
All
right
right,
into
so
that.
we'll start with the first one of my sister and I in front of that locomotive.
Okay. Can everyone see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I can't see it on my end.
Yeah, I removed it for now, but if you could just add the picture, you're showing your emails. So.
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys can't see the photo?
Not yet. No.
No.
No, I think you
Guys,
maybe
apologies. This is the most technical error Thomas Tuesday we've ever had.
It happens.
The picture's not showing?
No.
Nope.
Okay. That is so weird.
All right. While Christian, I guess, figures out the video,
Huge L in the
he's
chat.
able to present it. Ricky, I'm not sure if you're able to present it on your screen. I was having trouble opening up the files as well. But we're going to take a quick intermission and we're going to do a raffle while Christian tries to figure this out. But we are going to raffle off a great special that we have. And we actually just put on sale. We got a deal on these lighthouses. And I was going to show a sample tonight, but I wasn't able to bring it. But Christian did do a video on this, and they're pretty unique. They're actually built up lighthouses, and it has the blinking light and really great item. Whether you're, actually Ricky has it, so that's pretty cool. Oh, and in the packaging too. So look at that. We're gonna raffle this off. So put in the chat. Thank you, Ricky, and the state you're from. And we're going to raffle this off. We're not going to raffle off Ricky's. It's going to be a Train World lighthouse, but it's actually an awesome lighthouse, whether you model Thomas or not. They're really neat, and we reduced it from $69.99 to $49.99. We have it on sale if you don't win the raffle, but it's really neat, and it is lighted, which I find pretty unique and awesome. If you do look at other HO kits for lighthouses, they're kits, they're not even built, and they're around that price range. So it's really neat to get a built up like that at a really great price point. Bachmann did a great job on that. So we'll definitely pick out a winner. Christian will pick someone out, and we'll get that going. Christian, I'm not sure if you have any luck.
Yeah, I'm just trying to work this out here without, sharing my email. But that's strange because I opened it up on my end with no problem. But you're telling me that after I open up the image, it's not coming up. It's just showing my email and that's it?
Yeah, I just see your emails backstage.
Okay, that's strange because these are JPG files. So.
Well, can you remove it and maybe I think you shared the wrong screen maybe.
Yeah, because the thing is they're popping up not as links. Hold on.
Right.
Let me
But I think you shared maybe a window instead of the actual image. So if you click stop here.
Yeah.
Oop. Yeah.
Take two. Let's see. Let's see if this works. Again, apologies everyone for the technical difficulties here.
A lot of Doug comments. Everybody loves Doug.
Strange, that didn't pop up.
All right, Ricky, I guess in the meantime, can you go over what you have on display in the back?
Sure, yeah. So this is a wooden railway store display that you would find in maybe a department store or Toys R Us. This one came from my local model shop that closed down a few years ago. And they were getting rid of everything, like all their shelving, you know, discounted models and all that. And I wasn't planning on picking this up, but I saw they had it available. So I jumped on it. And it was a pain to get to my place. I live on a second floor apartment. And but it's up here now, and it's great. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Very neat.
So
Those displays are awesome.
oh yeah, for sure. And I love having everything on the pegs, and it's all sealed still, this stuff, so it looks fantastic on there. I'll show you what's on there if I can flip the camera around. I'm not sure if I can or not.
I think we lost you. Oh, there it is.
All right, so I'll keep it this way, and I'll just show you what we got going on. So first shelf is most of my Bachmann Thomas models, you know, 1 through 11, and then whatnot. And they pretty much just fit on the top shelf, and it display great on there. And up here, got a bunch of sealed stuff. This is Bachmann Thomas in the original packaging, back from 2002, I believe. Some harder to find pieces like this original Soder mail car. And on the side here, we got some more stuff, 4 or 5 deep, and some harder to find things like this G-scale Thomas snowplow.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome! Wow.
Yeah, discontinued item. Haven't opened mine yet. One day I will. Some stuff up top, sealed Thomas Christmas set. Kidness sheds. And some more stuff over here, sealed. I have 2 of the greatest character ever made. I have a sealed one, and I have one opened on the shelf. But Bo right there from Big World Big Adventures, great character. And whenever, you know, Bachmann announces they're going to discontinue an item, I grab as many as I can just so I have them. So,
really? Wow, good for you.
So this is the live lobster car. I have 2 here. I'm sure I have more of them. Another one that I try to grab as many as I could is this one, the Brendan Bay 1 plank wagon. I'm curious to see how many I have of this one. So I have 3 there.
Wow.
And
it's really a mini train world.
oh yeah. I think I have 2 more than somewhere, but yeah. I mean, whenever something's gone, it's gone. So I try to grab it as soon as I can.
Fantastic. And sorry to interrupt, but I was able to figure it out finally. Thank you very much for waiting. So
Not a
whenever
problem.
you'd like to transition back to that, we can definitely do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, great. So we're gonna just do this right through Twitter, as I was actually a very good way to do it. Or all right, is the image coming up now?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, there we go. Okay.
I
Yeah.
do I have it on my end? I can't see it on my end.
You can't see it. Strange.
I could see it. I could see it.
Okay, I think the audience can see it, and that's what matters. So
Yeah.
just trust us on this one, Ricky.
All right. So what are we looking at?
So we're looking at let's see. I'm not sure if that's a Strasbourg, but it looks like a locomotive with number 14, a tender engine, and then
Okay.
I'm assuming this is you and your sister, maybe.
That is me and my sister. Yeah. So that is East Broadtop in PA. It's a narrow gauge railroad, and so I was discussing with my dad like how I first got into Thomas, and I believe that photo is the exact day that I got into Thomas, pretty much.
Wow.
Because we were there, and I remember my dad getting me my first Thomas VHS that I can remember. It was Spills and Chills, a classic season 5 VHS, and with it came an Earl Thomas. So I had right off the bat, I had some episodes to go through, and I had a Thomas toy. And I mean, from there I was absolutely hooked. And I believe the next picture might be like Day Out with Thomas event.
Awesome. Let's take a look. Yes, I think this is you and maybe your father's arms, and then your
Yep.
sister's also looking at the camera.
Yep, that's right. So yeah, that's my dad there, and my sister on the left hand side, I believe. And that was my first Day Out with Thomas event at Strasbourg, which is just like an essential thing for any Thomas fan. And to this day, like that Thomas locomotive and the experience there, just I've carried it all my life, and it's so important to me. And I think the next one is just a better image of the Thomas back in the day.
Yeah, there it is.
So yeah, I think that it was a lighter blue back then, and the face was obviously different, but that's the Strasbourg Thomas.
Amazing. Yeah, that's how it looked when I was there too.
Oh
Remember
yeah.
that.
When did you go there?
Had to be maybe 2007, 2008, way back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Very cool.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what the next picture is.
I think it's just another close up of the model or that engine with the face. So,
Okay.
but I can definitely move on. It looks like. Here's an image of you wearing a red shirt, and
Okay. Yeah. So
you look kind of like pissed or something. I don't know.
I was just trying to make a funny face, probably, but
Oh, okay.
so that picture, it's hard to tell, but that's a Diesel 10 shirt.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Just realized that.
And I love Diesel 10. I love Magic Railroad, and I love Thomas shirts, and I'm wearing one tonight. I don't know if you can see.
Wow.
But yeah, so it's great to have access to Thomas shirts as an adult, because I love to express it. I'm very open about being a Thomas fan. So from being like 6 or 7 with a Thomas shirt to being 25 with a Thomas shirt.
Are you sure that's you? You look a little more blonde.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Yeah.
Or maybe the spiky hair does it.
Probably.
Very cool.
Awesome.
And the next one, I'm not sure what it is.
It looks like one of those Edison events, group photo.
All right, yeah, Edison. So so that was 22. That's when I first met Christian.
Right.
And that was my first time going to one of these, Thomas fan events. And that's when we saw the the good old days, the Project Tiger Moth.
Yeah, incredible.
So that was a great experience getting to interact with Thomas fans for the first time and getting to meet Christian. I watched Christian for several years on his his layout videos and stuff. So it was great to finally meet him.
Likewise. Likewise.
And the next one is probably me and Rick, I'm thinking.
You got one of Marvin holding up Derek, two Derek models.
All right, so yeah, so that's Marvin. Thank you, Be Well, I believe. And so when I was there, I showed off one of my models. I'll show off tonight. Marvin's a big Derek fan, so it's my model of Derek and his model of Derek, and he was thrilled. It was awesome.
Awesome. Let's see. And then okay, yeah, here's a pic of you with Rick.
So yeah, at that event, I didn't know that Mr. Rick Siegelkyle would be there, but you know, as the event went on, I heard like whispers and stuff, and lo and behold, he came to the event and met as many Thomas fans as possible. And for those who don't know, Rick Siegelkyle is the man responsible for bringing Thomas the Tank Engine to the U.S. He was the producer of Shining Time Station, which of course was the U.S.'s intro to Thomas. So that was a great moment to meet Rick finally. The man that was partially responsible for my passion.
Awesome. Ready. And here's a pic of you with the collection. Looks like you have you have Hurdle Thumper and Boulder.
Yeah, exactly. So this picture, I didn't even realize this, but it goes back to like my first experience with Thomas, which was Spills and Chills. That VHS had the classic episode Rusty and the Boulder on it. And there I am holding Thumper and Boulder, two of the greatest characters in this series ever.
Absolutely. Boulder, he's got to make a comeback at some point.
He does. Yeah, hopefully in the new 2026 show, whatever that looks like, he's got to be there. He's got to be there.
That's pretty cool.
Awesome. And then here's one
goes to
more
show,
image of you.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Christian.
I was just going to say real quick, here's one final image of you pointing at what looks like to be the Strasbourg Thomas, maybe?
So yeah, this is like another full circle thing, my dad taking me, or my family taking me to Day Out Thomas to see the Strasbourg Thomas. And that picture, this one we're looking at here, was just from a few weeks ago. So that Thomas was at another Day Out with Thomas event, and it was on a trailer going back to Strasbourg, I believe. And it was parked like a half hour from where I live. So my dad called me the other night and said, Thomas is in so-and-so, half hour away. You want to go see it? I was like, yeah, let's go. And there it was,
Awesome.
Another full circle moment right there.
Fantastic. I believe that was the last pick, so I'll stop the screen. But so many awesome picks. Wow. It's amazing how life does that, right? Like you're a little kid, you're like, like this is a one-time thing. Perhaps maybe it'll inspire me into something. But then 20 years later, you come full circle in some capacity, and then it's like, wow, where did that come from? So
absolutely, and it can only happen with Thomas, pretty much,
Yeah. Fantastic. All right, and Ken, I know I was working with the technical difficulties, but you already raffled off that lighthouse.
Well, you got to pick a winner tomorrow, but we did
Okay.
we did see some entry.
Right, that is a discontinued piece. So
yeah,
I was wondering if we had any questions in mind for that one, if we were just gonna do a state or anything. So
you actually, I think you did a video on that. Yeah,
I did.
We'll show it upcoming. Ricky, did you show all your pieces?
Yep, on the back here, yeah.
All
but
right, so
I've got some models here if we want to talk about those.
Definitely,
yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to like cut off the presentation. I just want to make sure that I didn't miss something with the lighthouse. So.
No, you're good. No worries. All right, shall we jump into them?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Do it.
All right, so first one I'll show off is my customized Bachmann Thomas. And right off the bat, you'll see there's a new face on there. This face was designed by Rexecutions and printed by Tank Merch, Thomas Tank Merch. And this is like one of the only faces that I managed to paint decently. I cannot paint the eyebrows to save my life, but this one turned out fairly well, I'd say.
Fantastic.
And he does have screw links, which are just always a great touch. 3D printed lamp. I'm not sure who designed that one, but it looks great. This is actually a lamp based on the CGI series. The buffers are brass, so great for shunting. The whistles, I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see them, but those are brass 3D prints from Shapeways designed by Noah LBSC Thomas. And the brass really just elevates the model to a whole new level. And the whole model is finished in a matte clear, just to protect all the lining and all of that. And that's a new lamp from Shapeways. I can't remember who designed that one, but I think it looks pretty good. So there's Thomas. Another one I did, this one was pretty daunting. This is Ryan, and he has separately fitted condensing pipes right here.
Nice.
On the original Bachmann model, it's molded onto the smoke box, and they should be, protruding outwards. I don't know if you guys can see that pretty well or not, but yeah, they should be separate pieces.
Nice. How did you manage to do that?
So what I did was I dremeled the molded parts off of the smoke box, and there's still some evidence of them being on there. Like the pipe is definitely still on the boiler area, because I just couldn't do that without ruining the paint and the lining. But it's not too noticeable. So got that smoothed down, and then I drilled into the smoke box in order for the pipe to actually fit into there. So it looks like all one connected contraption pretty much. And I probably shouldn't have done this, but the pipes were from a Hornby N2. Just cut them off and stuck them on there pretty much. Probably should have had someone design them and 3D print them for me, but I was impatient and I really just wanted this modification to take shape. But I think it really paid off.
Very neat.
And Ryan also has a matte finish, and that's pretty much it for Ryan. Next one here is a Bachmann Birdie, and the only thing I did to Birdie, which Christian is gonna hate, but I gave him a CGI face. I have an appreciation for the CGI series. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but it does make me happy. And This one was inspired by a picture I saw from, some sort of model show where they had a Thomas layout and someone had a CGI face on their birdie, and I loved it, so I just wanted to try it for myself. But yeah, just a standard Bachmann birdie, just a face swap. So there's that. So here's one that I weathered up. This is Scruffy. And for anyone that wants to get into modifying Thomas models or customizing and weathering and stuff, I always recommend to start with Scruffy, because you really can't go wrong. You can't do too much to Scruffy. He's a very rusty, broken down truck. So, the more you do to him, the better, really. So, pretty much just give a matte spray and painted all the frames up a brown color. And I used Tamiya weathering powders. They come in like a little case of 3, and you get a little brush with those. And I'm pretty sure those are on Train World's website if you want to check those out. But they're great for weathering stuff really easily.
Yeah. Good call. I actually learned that weathering from the Thomas fandom.
Nice.
For Tamiya, we started to carry that because of that.
Very cool. Another full circle thing there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know where Scruffy's face got to, so it's somewhere. So right now it's just a truck, but it looks really nice.
Definitely.
So I'll show this one. We saw this one in the one picture already, but this is Derek.
Nice.
And Derek means a lot to me because I figured I might as well reveal this. My name's not actually Rick, it's Derek. So
Wait, what?
yeah.
This is news for me too.
Right, yeah. Yeah, no one knows until now, so.
Jeez.
This was the big reveal.
And it's crazy because my dad's name is another Diesel from Thomas, which is Dennis.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, means a lot to me, this one.
Very neat.
And pretty much all this one was is a Helgen Class 17, and I really didn't modify it too much. I just put a face on there, and it's pretty much ready to go. The face was from a Bandai Tex Derek model, so really easy, simple modification if you want this guy in your collection.
Nice.
So this one I haven't shown off before, and it's not finished, unfortunately. But since Matt mentioned the blue carriage, hopefully being shown off soon, this one will be a great addition to go with the carriage. This is Steven, of course. And like I said, he's not done. He needs his front buffer beam pretty much, and the barrel is somewhere else. But Steven is pretty much just a static model kit from Dapple, and the face and smoke box is just the take and play smoke box and face, just taken off that toy and put onto this model. It fits on there perfectly, pretty much. So yeah, Stephenson's Rocket is one of my favorite locomotives ever. So when Steven came into the show, I was just over the moon. So yeah, he has a lamp on the back too. And he doesn't run, of course, just a static model, but I mean, you can turn the wheels like that. So there's Steven. And I want to give a quick shout out to the Bachmann parts department store, because without them, this next model wouldn't have been possible. So I found these a few years ago on their the parts store, and it's just these little trailer things that belong to the one speeder Bachmann did a few years ago. It's now discontinued, but it was the speeder, and then it would have two of these carts behind it. And so what I did was I took the chassis off of them. This is just a plain planking piece. I took the chassis off and used it for this guy. This is Skiff. And Skiff has those little wheels on him then, so you can roll onto the track.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I think
for
that's
sure.
the first one we've seen like that, Christian.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a big fan of Soldier's Legend of the Lost Treasure. So to have this guy and Ryan from Bachmann and Daisy from Bachmann, it was just like, you know, perfect trifecta for me. And so Skiff, he's just the capsule play rail toy, which scales really well with HO. And I had Sailor John on there, also from the same toy line. Works great for HO scale. And so the wheels, they're just stuck on with blue tack, so they can come off. And if you want to have Skiff in his boat form, like on the water, there you go.
Cool.
So I have that version of Skiff, and of course Skiff eventually moved on from Sailor John and worked on the Arlesborough branch line, giving boat tours. So there he is in that guise. And same thing with the boat wheels, they can come off. And, you know, with the new figures, we can put Sir Topham Hatt in there to recreate scenes from Skiff and the Mermaid when he gets lost at sea, or lost at sea, you know.
It goes crazy.
Right. Yeah. I just rewatched that episode. It's a classic to me.
Mm.
So another one I have here, and this is appropriate for this year being the 25th anniversary of Magic Railroad. This is Lady.
Nice.
And she was one of the first models I've done. She's like my my Twitter banner and stuff. And so this also utilizes the great resource that is the Bachmann parts store. The chassis is just a Bachmann Bill and Ben chassis that was sourced from the parts department. And it was, you know, modified and cut down to fit the Ertl model. So it's Bachmann on the bottom and then Ertl on top. And then also it's Bandai Tex face on the front there. So unfortunately, I'm not skilled enough to have Lady be motorized, which is fine by me. I just wanted to have like a 00 representation of Lady. So this is fine by me.
Yeah, it really looks stunning.
Appreciate it. And the buffers are from Bachmann Percy, I think. Lamps are from the Bandai Tex as well. And in the cab, I don't know if you guys can see or not, but I have some detail in there representing her controls that Burnett Stone, would have driven her with. And so the controls were from Shapeways. They were from I think, Dolgok conversion kit, and I just had them lying around, so I used it in there, and I think it looks fantastic.
Awesome.
And also with Lady, I have another replacement part for her, which was from Shapeways. And there it is.
Nice.
So when she's not on Sodor, she has her smoke box door instead of the face. So yeah, really happy with how she turned out. This lady. So another example of using the weathering powders were these tankers I've done. I have a soda fuel and a milk tanker right here. And same sort of thing with these. I gave them a matte finish just to give the surface some grip, and just went to town with the weathering powders. You can tell on the top mainly how dirty it is.
So,
which really gives it like a classic series sort of feel to it.
definitely.
So there's that one, and I believe I did those ones, or I did these ones very early on, like during COVID, like 2020. I was stuck at home and I was just getting back into Thomas modeling and collecting, and I just gave these a go, and I loved how they turned out. People say that I overdid the milk tanker, but I don't think so. I think it looks fine.
Yeah, no, very classic look.
Thank you. And if anyone's wondering, these have slim tension lock couplings.
Oh wow, yeah.
They work a little bit better with standard 00 stuff. And those are from Bachmann UK. They just screw in like the regular ones do, and they work great. So yeah, those are both Bachmann tankers dirtied up, and I'm really looking forward to the tar tanker and just going to town on that one.
Nice.
Another one I have to show off, it's not finished unfortunately, is Bulgy. And Christian, I think you have one that looks pretty much just like this one.
Yeah, it's the Bandai Tex, right?
Yep, that's right. So all I did pretty much was remove the paper detailing in the windows that had all the drawn on people, and I took the bottom apart and sprayed everything that was gray black, including the tires. Just the tires, I believe, were a gray color before.
Yeah, yeah.
So I have yet to add glass in the windows yet. I'm not gonna lie, when I was working on this one is when Bachmann announced that they were doing Bulgy.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I kind of just put it to the side, and I was like, oh, I'll wait for the Bachmann one because I'm a sucker for CGI stuff. But
Mm.
Either way, you know, when that one comes, I'll have both of these to choose from. So looking forward to that.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Thank you. And another thing, just getting towards the end here, but I just really want to shout out like all of the creators in the fandom that make and design things for anyone to use, pretty much, be it body shells or faces or detail parts, because you know they really don't have to do that, you know, for free or for, you know, just a shout out or a small fee, you know. So like this here is just a Bachmann Toby with a face by Rexecutions and printed by Thomas Tank Merch, and it looks fantastic. I mean, model series vibes all the way with this one.
So classic. I love it.
This was another one that turned out decent for me because, again, I can't paint eyebrows to save my life, but it's just 2 simple lines pretty much and you're done.
Mm.
But yeah, stock standard Toby from Bachmann, just with a different face. This one also by Rexecutions. I don't have eyes for it yet, but it's one of my favorite faces, and hopefully
Oh,
you can see.
nice.
Yeah, another one where I got lucky with the eyebrows. So
Nice.
I believe that's Rexecutions. Hopefully, I'm not mistaken there.
Did that face actually appear in the show?
I don't think so.
Okay, I was
don't
about to
think
say,
so.
like,
But everyone uses it, and it's pretty much just become like classic to us.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Love that. And another example for Rexecutions. This is a stock standard Bachmann James with an angry face.
Nice.
And that face, or the lamp, also is from Shapeways. Again, I can't remember who designed those, so sorry about that. But yeah, another one where I got lucky with the eyebrows. I think these ones turned out really nicely.
Fantastic. And that's gonna go good with the upcoming car takers as well.
Absolutely. Looking forward to that.
Mm.
And I have another 2 more examples for just, you know, how a face can really elevate the Bachmann model. So, whoops. So here's Percy. Hopefully that's showing up all right. With a cross expression.
Awesome.
Looking pretty cool. And so I remember doing this open cab modification the night that Bachmann teased the figures. Like, they were announced for like a year and a half at that point, but they had like this little teaser that said coming soon, and it had like the gray unpainted samples of Topham, Lady Hat, and Dowager Hat, I believe. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, I gotta, get open cabs in all my models so I can put those in there. And that's, we're coming up on probably a year and a half since that, teaser was revealed, and mine should be here tomorrow. So can't wait for that. And open cab for Percy is really easy. The cab roof comes right off, and then there's just like thin pieces of black plastic that come down to cover the windows, and you just snip those off and you're all good. Then the cab's open. And my last one I think I'll show off is Edward, again with a 3D printed face. Just goes to show that can really add another level of realism to an already great model.
Yeah.
Edward is one of my favorites from Bachmann.
Yeah, and that face you have on, that's definitely my favorite Edward face, without a doubt.
For sure. For sure. Eyebrows didn't turn out too well in this one, but we'll get there. And actually, I'll show off one more and then we'll call it a night then. So, since we're talking about the lighthouse tonight, I have the, this is the Bachmann one.
Oh, nice.
Bachmann,
yeah, the windmill.
The windmill. Yeah.
Bachmann windmill. And is this one discontinued?
It just got discontinued. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'll have to buy like
Shame.
5 more of those.
Yeah.
So there's that windmill from like the season 8 onward intro, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I like that one a lot, but I wanted to make one that was more reminiscent of the classic series. And so this is the windmill that's in my profile picture, and this was another one I did very early on, getting back into model trains back in 2020. And it's just a kit from Dapple, and I just tried to match the colors best I could to the classic series.
Awesome. Really looks
Yeah.
awesome.
Absolutely. One of my favorite pieces right there. And I think that should be it for now.
Awesome. Really a fantastic presentation, Ricky, or should I say Derek now? I'm kind of upset. You never even told me that, like in private DMs, nothing. Even I didn't know that.
Well, here's the thing, like I've won raffles before, right?
Yeah.
And I've always sent you like my address with my real name. I don't know if you ever caught that.
I did, but frankly, I thought that was like your father or something. I never thought it was you.
Yeah.
So, but it all makes sense now.
Yeah, and it's the funny thing is, like, you would think Rick would be like from Derek, like how it's spelled, Derick, right?
Mm.
But it's not spelled that way. It's spelled exactly like Derek the Diesel. So, yeah, I mean, just one day I just came up with, just, hey, call me Ricky, and it stuck. So,
got it.
But either one's completely fine with me.
Cool.
Awesome. And just a few things before we do kick out on this. All the Bachmann figures are now in stock, new arrivals. So head to trainworld.com, grab them, pick them up. Also, Hannah for N Scalers is in stock, new arrival as well. And don't forget to check out our videos. This is the Lighthouse sale, but we have a video that Christian kindly put together on. So definitely check it out. It shows it blinking, and what he kind of created on his layout. He did a really great job with that. So we have that on sale, as well as 2 other Bachmann videos. He did one on Henrietta and also Emily. So make sure you check out Train World TV for Christian's great videos that he always does. So you could check out these great Bachmann models ahead of time to see what you're purchasing and getting for the Thomas fandom. But another great episode, Christian. Ricky, you guys did great.
Appreciate it.
Awesome. And especially a huge applause to Ricky for coming on like at the last sec too. I mean, that's just huge, really. Not a lot of preparation. You know, usually with the guests, I give them at least like a week to 2 weeks, but Ricky, it was just like a few days. So really, thank you so much for coming
Hot
on.
off the press.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I appreciate it. I really appreciate the opportunity. So thanks, guys.
Well, thank
Absolutely.
you very much, Ricky. Great job, Christian.
Thank you so much, Ken. And thank you to all our viewers for tuning in. I'm all over the world. We now know, obviously, that we have an 8 p.m. stream versus 6 p.m. Maybe we'll go back to 6 p.m. We'll have to see how things work out with Man and Ken, the youngsters. I guess really the youngsters dictate what time we come on for Thomas Tuesday. So we'll see how that goes in the coming months. But until next month, keep on chugging. Happy Thomas Tuesday. And keep the passion going. Thank you very much, everyone.
Have a great night, everyone.
Good night.